Hello Hoopers, Roro here from Project Hoop, and I'm uploading these videos that I originally taught as online classes during COVID-19. I'm sure you can appreciate that the quality of them is not amazing, but it's not about that. It's about making hula hoop accessible to anybody and everybody who would like to learn. So I hope you enjoy these videos and happy hooping. Bye bye.
Okay, so welcome to my living room and welcome to my Duckins class. All right, so we're gonna start nice and simple. So I've got my hair down at the moment, but I'm gonna recommend that you get it out the way. Okay, so I'm gonna take mine and do exactly that. Also, if you've got any earrings or anything like that, then get them off, because I don't want you to be catching them as you're ducking in and out of hoops and things like that. This is how accidents happen. So yeah, just to make sure that you are all set and all right. Don't want any snags. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start with is looking at ducking out from our waist. Okay, so we're going to start medium and then we're going to move up a little bit. Okay, so I've got my hoop nice and straight. Okay, so the bigger the hoop, the easier this one is going to be. This is a 31, so I'm not giving myself a lot of room here, but that's fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to be looking for this gap in front of us here. Okay, so we're hula hooping and we're looking for the gap in front of us here. That's it. So this one. Okay, so every time the hoop is here, this is what we're going for. Okay, so I want you to just get with that. All right, so just think it's there, 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 every single time. All right, so like I said, the smaller the hoop, the harder this will be. Okay, why are we spotting that gap? We are spotting that gap because we are going to exit out of our hula hoop through that gap. So it's really important to know where it is, because if you miss it, you're going to probably hit yourself in the face with the hoop. So what we're doing is when this gap is in front of us, and this is where my hair might actually get in the way, we're going to look here, and what we're going to do is we're going to bend straight over, all right, and the hoop is going to come off our bodies. All right, so just as a little kind of warm up ready for that, what we're going to do, and this bit can be a little bit scary, is we're just going to make ourselves smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross our hearts and we are going to look for the gap, and when the gap's there and we're like this, we're going to bend down, okay, and the hoop should come off. All right, if the hoop is not coming off, then we are not spotting the gap correctly and then we will have problems. Okay, so really important. All right. So again, I said about the hair, my hair's quite on top of my head at that moment, so that might actually dish into it, but we'll see. Okay, so the hoop is going around, I'm looking for my gap, and then when I see it, I am going out of the hoop and the hoop comes off me. Ta-da! You ready? And this is what I like to refer to as the diving board moment. I am so crap at like diving or jumping from great heights or things that are really high up. I hate it, and I get that, I'm like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And you'll be having that moment right now, but you're just gonna look for that, yep. And when you do it, what you wanna do is you wanna basically just bend over the top half of your body. All right, you don't want to bend over like this, because if you bend over like this, what's going to happen is you're going to take the hoop down with you, and you don't want to do that. You want the hoop to fly off of you. And now, nearly. Okay, so I can spot you, that's totally fine. So, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to try. Something tells me. So chill. Nice. Nice name. It's a good name to have. Yes, so chill. So you're looking for the gap. I'm going to spot for you. So now, 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 now. Whoop. And remember, we want to keep ourselves nice and straight, and we're just going to tabletop the top half of us. We're not going to go down like this, because as I said, if the hoop is on your waist and you bend your knees, you're bringing it down with you. And obviously you want to get out of that space that's in front of you and let it go off. And if you're doing that, then you're taking it down, and it's just not gonna work out well. All right, so let's do it again. Here we are. Okay, from this angle, don't mind doing like little multi-angles for you guys. So I'm here, I'm looking for that gap, and we are out. I'm gonna let Natalie in. So keep yourself nice and straight. That's it. Hey Nat, welcome to the party. Let's get you on mute, my lovely. There we go. You all good? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool. All right. So what we're doing at the minute is we are hula hooping around our waist. We are looking for the gap in front of us, and then we are getting out of it, and we are making sure that our back is like a tabletop, so we go straight down, and that when we do it, we are not dive bombing into it. We just want it to come off that top half. So we're just folding down that top half. The bigger the hoop, the easier this will be also, okay? So I'm looking, gap, 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 and we're gonna make ourselves nice and small, okay? So I like to just, you can bring your arms in like this if you want, or just like this. So what we're doing is you're just compacting this bit, and you're just gonna bend over and make sure you can get that hula hoop off your body, okay? So again, looking for the gap, out, and it should come off nice and easy. Is it good? Nearly. And it's all about timing. With most tricks, it's all about timing, but especially with Duckins, because you've got to find that gap. So when that gap is coming around here, so now, when I know that it's coming here, I know that this is the perfect time for me to exit. Yeah, so I'm like, what? And it's gonna come off. In a moment, we're gonna talk about how we get that once we get there. What? Nearly, yeah, that was good, so chill, that was good, Lindsay as well. Let's have a look, Nat. I think so. No. I can see part of you, my lovely. Okay, Natalie, I can't see all of you. Half of your screen is missing. Okay. Alright, so just looking, making yourself nice and compact. Don't bend those knees. Just dive straight forward, believe in yourself. That's it, just look for that gap. That's it. Now. Yeah! Lindsay just nailed that. Well done. Okay, so once we get it to come off, obviously we don't want to do that and then just be like, see ya, and leave the hoop and off it goes to cause mischief and havoc wherever, whether that be in our house or if we ever get out of this corona situation outdoors. In a crowd performing, wouldn't that be lovely? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our other hand. So remember, this is my right hand side, the one with all the scribbles on it. So because I'm going to go to the left when I hula hoop, so my dominant flow is to the left. All right? So what I'm going to do as I do that little duck out, so as I do that bend down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to put it on top of the hoop as I exit, which means that I've got some control over it. It's not just going to fly off, okay? So I'm going to show you what I mean and then I'm going to talk you through it one more time. So here we go. I'm looking for this gap here. And I'm going to have this hand ready, my left hand, because I'm going to the left. If you are going to the right, you're going to be using your right hand, okay? So always switch it up. So looking for the gap and out, okay? And I've got my hand on the top of the hoop, so I can take it off and I can pass it and I can bring it back up, okay? Which is my default maneuver when I do this. Now you will have your own ways of doing things. Like, this is not like textbook or anything like this. This is just how I go. So I'll be looking and then out and I pass and I bring up like so. Now what you can do is you can go out, yeah, you can have it so it's here, and you can just, you know, you can just pass it to your other hand and then stand up and take it into a helicopter. I mean, that's a nice simple maneuver you could try as well. Okay, but I just always go for default, pass it behind me, and then I go into like a corkscrew kind of thing. Nice. And you can also take it into, it's very similar to that like around the world move kind of thing, where you pass with your hands and you bring up and then you can come back down and then we've got it back above where we were and we can get back into it again. Okay. Nearly. You've really got to compress yourself. Nice. Good. Oops. And like the next few lessons are going to kind of all be like passes, and I've got like a shoulders one where we'll be looking at kind of a lot more techie kind of stuff. So this one's just Duckins, and then we're gathering momentum and we're getting up to some more tasty stuff. There we go. Okay. Sit and bend and catch. Put your arm on the top as you bend out, and then just swing it round and pass behind your back. Really. And remember, you just want to just crumple and let it come off and pass. I'm just passing behind my back. And likewise, I can get back into the hoop the exact same way, sort of. So if I, yep. So if I've took it off, that's right. Yeah, so if I've took it off, yeah, and it's here, and I pass, yeah, and then I swing up into a lasso. Very good, that's it, yeah, so chill, you got it. Yep, and then what I'm doing is I'm then passing my lasso to my left hand, and then I'm gonna swing down, bend back over into tabletop. I've got my hoop directly above me and I'm spotting the gap above me, and when the gap is there, I stand up and into my hoop. Okay, so I'm going to give you this from a different angle. So it's in my left hand on my lasso. I'm going to bend over and bring my left hand directly above where the bottom of my spine is. Okay, so it's swinging around like some mad tail. And then I'm looking for the gap. So when the gap is above my head, okay, so whenever the gap is here, that's it. I stand up in the hoop and it will go around my body. Okay, it will happen. So it's here, down here, round, here it is, and up and in. Okay, so we can get out and we can get in. In a moment, I'm going to take some questions. So I'm just going to go through that one more time. So it's on my waist. I'll just put the whole thing together so you can join the dots there. So it's on my waist. I'm looking for the gap. I'm out. I pass. I bring up. You can stand back up. I'm going to transfer. I'm going to bring it down. I'm bending over into tabletop. And then I'm going to get back in to my hoop. I'm just keeping an eye on everything. There we go. Any questions? And it is all about timing. And if you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself, I don't mind. If that is easier than typing, I don't mind. Okay, so let's have a look at what we go. I'm not sure about how you do the tail stuff. Cool. So that's it. Alright, so when we do the tail stuff, I like to imagine, like, if you've ever played Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah, he's got a friend called Tails, and this is where I get this from, okay? So he's like, flies around, he's got this mad tail that's above here, cool? So what we're doing is I'm taking my left hand from my lasso position, and I bend over, and as I do, so I do it without the hoop. So as I bend over, I'm bringing my left hand to here. Yep. So I go from here, I swing out, and I bring it to here. That's the one, there we go. But bear in mind, whilst you're doing this, your hula hoop is spinning. Yeah. And then you're looking for that gap. So it's the point where you kind of left off with your hand anyway. Because when we got out of the hoop, we had our hand here. Yeah? And when we got out, it's spinning there anyway. And then we've transferred and took it up. Or we've gone up from whatever. Wherever you want to go from there, that is your route of progression, okay? Because like I said, none of this is textbook. So I'm here, swing out. I can pass into a helicopter, or I can just pass into, that's it. So you want to, that's it. So chill, that's it. So now, yes. So what you want to think about when you bring it down is you want to keep it directly above there. And if you look at like my hand, it kind of changes where it's at slightly. Yeah, so I would bring your hand closer to your tailbone, yeah, to where this area is. So if I'm here like this, so hold on. So if I'm here, if you look at my hand, like the angle of it changes ever so slightly. So when I'm, so when I'm down here, my palm is facing there. So I go from here, and I'm moving my hand slightly and pushing into the hoop as I do so. That's it. And you need to keep your hand really close to your body. And it's the same kind of movement as we do with this one. So it's the same kind of ting. Yeah, so we're going down, pass, and up. So you just want to bring it closer to your bottom. That's it, nice. So just in case you didn't see that then. So it's the same as this. Yeah, it's the same as that trick, okay? So as you bring it down, you are able to stand up into it, okay? And then kind of take it wherever you want. I'm going to move away from that in a moment. That's it. Yeah. So that's how close your hands need to be to your tailbone when you do that pass. Yeah. Okay. And we're gonna move on in a minute. So, like I always say, like these things are things that take a lot of drilling and practice. So when we're not getting them straight away, unless we're doing something that's crazy and completely off kind of the things that I'm saying, don't worry, trust, you will get it. It will come to you, don't worry. Yeah. Cool. Right, I want to move on. I'm moving on. We're going to go away from this area now. We're going to bring it up to here. So I've kind of put this into two bits. We can go from our neck or we can go from our chest. So I'm going to be teaching this according to your ability. So I'm going to start by demonstrating this from my neck, okay? Which I would say is the easier version of this. And then I'm going to do it from the chest, which I would say is the harder version of this. But like I said, there is no textbook. Everybody's different. Some people learn their chest, you know, whatever. Just do you. So here we go. So same thing we've just done down there where we've been talking about these gaps. We're going to be using these gaps up here, and we're going to be, to start with, taking our arms out of the hoop, okay, and then we're going to move on from there. So the hoop is spinning around my neck, and I'm looking for the gaps. Gap. There we go. And what we're going to do, so we're going to start with easy mode. We're going to shoot our arm up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, like you're some mad drummer on some big job, okay? So I want you to be practicing that, and I always say, like, to truly understand the beat of something and the flow of it, like, if you can spot a gap with your eyes closed, that is very good practice. But don't go running marathons before you can walk, you know? Like, so wait, once you know where things are, then get your eyes closed. Maybe not, I'm just showing up. Yeah, and then you truly know where those gaps are, which means if you can't see it, it doesn't matter. You know intuitively, like, I know that there's a gap there and I can get out of it. All right, things you want to be careful of when you're doing it around your neck as well. Don't be bending your knees loads, because what will happen is you will change where you are and part of you will go in the hoop and it will ricochet down. And make sure that you're pushing. So I keep the bottom half of my body is pretty concrete. Okay, it's like anything. You want to isolate the movement to where you're at. So I'm isolating my movement to here. I'm pushing forward with my neck. Okay, I see the gap on this side, so I see the gap on the right side. I shoot my right arm up. I see the gap on my left side. I shoot my arm up. Yeah, and then I can alternate between the two. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, there we go. And remember, when you're doing this, you want to keep your legs in one place. If we start to move around, the hoop will move around. Remember, you are the axis. You are the one thing in the middle of it. So if we start to shake the axis, we're going to mess about with where we're concentrating those points of contact and where we want the hoop to be. It's the same when we do with breaks. Stay still as much as possible is my humble advice. Okie dokie. So we've got that, and then again, just differentiation. If you've got it where you've got the one arm up and the one arm down, we're going to go for a 2 arms up, whoa, at the same time. Okay, so here we go. And we're up and we're out. And we're up and we're out. Up, out. Up, out. Up, out, up, out. It's quite difficult with a small hoop. But remember, stay nice and straight. Really push in with your neck and concentrate the area that you want the hoop to stay in, which is here, because you want those gaps to be exactly right. Nice, very good. And it's all about timing, okay? That's it. And keep your back nice and straight when you do it as well. Okay, then that's it. Good. Good, good, good. Nice. Okay, so like I said before, you can do this from your chest as well. And I'm gonna go there now because I've just kind of done that, here as I've gone whoosh up, okay? So I'm on my chest and I can do the same thing. So I can go, So I'm on my chest and I'm looking for the gap here. Yeah, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out of the gap and push with my arm. And then when the gap comes back around, I can get back in. Okay, so again, I'm on my chest, I'm chest hooping, and I'm looking for the gap here. And then when I see it, I'm gonna get out and I'm pushing with my arm. And then I'm back in again, okay? Now we can do the same thing from the neck, okay? So we've just been practicing the neck, getting out, getting in, and we can do the whole. I'm going to get a slightly bigger hoop for this because I think I'm making my life a little bit difficult with that one. There we go, cool. So, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm letting the hoop go around my arm. So I'll do it from the neck just to get back in where we were. So it's going around my arm. Sorry, it's going around my neck. I'm looking for the gap. I'm going to stick my left arm out of the gap. As my left arm is up, I am looking for the gap on the opposite side, which in my case is my right hand side. I'm then going to tip my head out. This is setting us up for our shoulders. And then I'm going to be pushing in with my arm, using my armpit area, okay, allowing the hoop to go around. So here we go. Up, push, 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 push. Okay, so I'm actively pushing into it. If your hoop is coming down, you are not pushing into it. Okay, so actively, that's it. There we go. Very good, very good. Nice. Remember, you want to be pushing just from that area. That's it. We're all good, we're all good. There we go, so up, push, 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 out, push, 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 push. Now what I'm looking for is the gap, now, above my head, and then I can get back in. Okay, and that's exactly the same thing that I did with my chest, yeah? So on the chest, out, in. And I would say, like, it looks nicer, the cleaner it is and the quicker it is, it looks nicer, I think. So, whoopsie daisy, there we go. So if your fit's here, and out, in. Okay, and the same here, that's it, very good. Yeah, the same from your neck, out, in. But whilst you're learning it, and especially from your neck, that's a great deal easier, that you can kind of just push it a bit and just play around with spotting the gap and getting back in, okay? So that's me doing that on my left. So I was having my left arm as the one that was coming out. So I'm going to demonstrate that with my right arm coming out. So the beauty with Duckins is you kind of learn both, because you're always looking for one gap on one side and then another gap on the other side, because one, in this particular case, your head is getting out or your arm is getting out, yeah? So depending on which side you go with. Drink of water for Roro. So, I'm going to be looking now to put my arm out of this side. So we're switching arms. So we'll just put 1, 2, okay? So I'm going to be taking my right arm out of here, and I'm looking for the gap here, and I'm out, and I'm in. Okay, good. And you just want to practice, that's it. So just always wait until the hoop's here, and it's coming around to this point, arm here, yeah? Or the hoop is, it's here, and it's coming around to this point, arm here. Nearly, we'll be coming to that. Good. That's it, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so you just want to go out, out, yeah, or you can go from your chest, out, out. And it's knowing exactly where those gaps are at. Good. Very nice. I don't know, like the name that I gave to this one in my class was Superstar Duck Out. And I just think because it's like, it's all a bit like rock and rolly, isn't it? It's all like down, shh. Like, I don't know, like you name them whatever you want to name them. Cool. So any questions before I move on? You can unmute yourself if you want and ask. I don't mind. Very good. Well done, Lindsay. Okay, let me just check the text box. On the right side, it feels like I do a mini paddle. Is that normal? Let's have a little look. I don't know where the mini paddle is. So you need to be pushing into it anyway to keep it going. So that's normal. That's okay, yeah, that's fine, yeah. So you need to actively be pushing with this area, okay, with here. You need to push into it to keep it going and give it that momentum. And like I said, you want to then kind of be like a flash with it. Okay, if you're doing a few pushes, it's okay until you get it, yeah? It's all about control and it's all about timing. Nice, good. And like I said, what you want to try and do is keep yourself as concrete as possible. And by that I mean try not to be moving around too much when you're getting to grips with it, because you don't want everything to be going all over the shop. Alright, so if we can like pinpoint those areas of contact, then we're quite precise with it. And that will help you, especially with spotting gaps and timing. Alrighty, okay, right, let's have a little look at these here. Okay, so we're going to look at my shoulders. And what we're going to do is, so exactly what we've just learned there, yeah, looking at these gaps, and where we're going to take our head out as well, we're going to be applying to the tops of our shoulders. Now, with our shoulders, when we do a duck out, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we push up. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you are pushing up towards the sky with the top of your shoulders. We are not pushing out, okay, and we are not taking our shoulders with us when we take our head out the opposite side, because that will lead to the hoop flying off. Alright, so I've got my hoop, and we're just going to take it up onto the neck area for the purpose of this demonstration. And what I'm going to do is the gap where I was putting my arm out, I'm now going to bring my shoulder blade up, okay, and I want you to bring your shoulder blade up, like up to here. Can you touch it? I want you to touch it, snuggle it. Can you reach it? And you want it to be up here, okay? So what we're going to practice doing, so I'm going to the left and I'm going to bring my shoulder blade up and I'm going to push into the hoop. And then on the other side, bring it up and push into the hoop. And you want to be keeping your back nice and straight as possible. Now a little tip for that is if you want to clench your buttocks, that can kind of help keep everything else kind of under control as well. So push, 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 stop. Push, 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 stop. Push, 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 stop. Push, 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 stop. Push, push, push. Alright, so let's have a little look. So really pushing, concentrate in that area. So you're just shooting it up nice and clean. Push, push, push out. Up nice and clean. Push, push, push out. That's it. Yeah, you can do like a little 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Nice. And really pushing, like I said, like keeping it nice and controlled in one area, nice and strong. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice. And what you want to be careful of when you're doing it, that we don't, so as I just saw with Lindsay there, so if you're going in, out, in, out, in, out, I'm in and out, okay, and I'm pushed, so I push with my shoulders, the top of them, the shoulder blade pushes into it, okay, because if we just go in, oh dear, then that's what's going to happen. It's going to slowly come down as it is into shoulder hooping. So push, push. So I am actively in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay, and when I do it as well, so another little tip is don't go opening up this area when you do it, because if you do, it's going to come down as well. So you want your arms to stay at the side of you, and it's push, 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 and you're pushing up and into the hoop. Push, 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 push. That's it. So nice pointy tops of our shoulder blades, basically. That's it. And you really push, push. So good. Keeping it nice and strong as you go around. That's it. Good. Yeah, good. And keeping your arms there is a good thing as well, because you kind of keep it all nice and tight. Okay. So just finding that gap, and then in a moment we can talk about getting our head out, which is going to give us our ducking on our shoulders. Nice. Okay, good, good, good. Any questions, or shall I just go straight there? I'm going to go straight there. Cool. Right. So, hoop on neck. Now that I've brought my shoulder up, so I'm going to demo this with my left shoulder coming up and pushing. I'm looking for the gap to start to appear on the opposite side. When I see that gap up, I'm going to poke my head out to the side. Oops, wasn't very good. So I'm going to poke my head out, so up, I'm in, I poke my head out to the side, and I'm pushing with my shoulder, and I'm keeping that gap closed when the shoulder is in. So there's no gap between here. I'm not like that. It's nice and clean and up. Okay. So here, gap, in. So the hoop comes off. So it's up. And then I'm looking for the gap here. So as it's made contact and it's coming around the back of me, this gap is opening here. I am bending my head out, keeping my shoulder blade up and pointed, and pointing and pushing into the hoop. So it's up, push, 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 in. Nice. So you need to make sure that you are pushing up and into it. So up, there we go. Push, 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 push. That's it. Yeah. Very good, very good. And where that goes wrong is you were bringing your arm up and you were starting to create a gap here, and that's what happens. So as soon as we make that bigger, the hoop is going to come down. Okay, so you want it, like I said, you want to imagine that you're pointing up and pushing just from this area here. That's it, yeah. Arms behind your back can work too. Yeah, nearly. So just this bit here, nice and pointy. And make sure that your head is out the way. So common themes that I find are people will either do the following. So it's spinning, they will put their shoulder up and they will point their shoulder over to the side that they duck out. The hoop will fly off. Yep, so don't do that. Remember that you want to have your shoulder up and your head out. Okay. Other common themes are that when they put their shoulder in there, they are too far down. Okay, it ends up coming down as well. That when you put it in there, you open your arm up, which means the hoop will fly off as well. Okay, or you're catching it with your hair or your head. So just think about what you are doing. Is it cool? And the other side as well. Oh, that's nice, save on your head. So we've got the other side as well. So that's me doing a duck out on my left. So let's have a go at doing that on my right. So I'm nice and straight and pushing into it. And again, I'm looking for the gap. As soon as I'm out, I'm looking for this gap that's coming here and I'm getting my head out. So I push and then I'm pushing in. Okay. And I'm push, 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 and then I'm back in when I see the gap again. So gap out, gap in. Gap out, gap in. And I always find when I go out from the right side that my head doesn't quite go as far to the side as it does when I do it on the left. So from the left, I feel like I really go out to the side. So I just come out. But from the right, I feel like I go forwards and then out. A little bit more, maybe not. But I feel like I'm definitely pushing more forwards with this side. And then once you're getting it, you want to just like alternate between the two. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Really? Set, yeah. Want to make sure your necks aren't stiff or anything like that as well. Okay, keep your body nice and straight. Like I said, if we start to bob about, it will go a little bit wrong. Nice, that's it, very good, very good. Very good. And it's all about concentrating that area. Questions? On the right side, I guess it's because the left's in the armpit, the right is more outside the back. I remember the first time I was doing it. Ah, yay! Well done. There we go. It's totally possible. Well done, well done, well done. I'm really happy to hear that. So this is all like from here. So push, 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 and back in, and push, 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 and back in. Okay, well done. I'm glad that everybody's got it. That makes me feel good. I remember when you do, you need to make yourself small. Okay, so you need to compress this area of your body because you're trying to get it out. You're trying to do a lot of things at once, and you're working with timing, and you're working with really small spaces. So that's why I say, like, compress yourself. Keep everything nice. Don't go too far back with it. There we go. That's really good. Nice, Lindsay, nearly. So Lindsay, your shoulder blade went with your head, and that's why. So you want to be up and just out. Very good. And can have a look at doing a duck out from, I don't know if we've got time to teach it, from here. I do have an elbows thing coming out of the shoulders. You can do a duck out from, if you can do elbows, you can duck in and out from there also. So you're looking for a gap, 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 in and out. But I do have a lesson on this in my tricks archive. It is on there because that's everything on a vertical plane. So perhaps look at that because I don't know if we've got time for that. Yeah, so I'll throw it in. There we go. So you're looking for the gap. So same thing, you're just looking for the gap to be here. Or you can go from a juggle toss with it. I think I should just let you look at the other lesson on this, to be fair. I think I could show you something else perhaps in this time and use it a little bit more wisely. But what you're doing is just looking for the gap now, lean over, take it off and push down. And you want to keep your body nice and still when you're doing that. I'm pretty sure I have a lesson on that already. The vertical duck out part 2. You want to keep yourself still when you do that. Yeah, check that on the other thing. And what I'll do now is, so obviously we've just been over that here. We're going to transfer. We're just going to do that very quickly. Just have a go up here. Okay, so I'm just going to bend my neck over. And the hoop is swinging around my neck. So I've gone from having it on a horizontal to a vertical. That's it, okay? I'm not doing anything extra. So, and what I mean by that is I'm not like, you can do it all the way bent over here if you want, that's fine. But I'm just going to do it up here for now, and I can talk about it further down. So it's spinning, and it's the same thing. We're just looking for the gap to get our shoulder out, and then we're looking for the gap on the opposite side to get our head out. So it's the same. But we've just taken it onto a different plane. So I've got my knees locked for this. I always like just bend down my top half. So gap, push, 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 out. Gap, push, 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 out. Okay? So yeah, so we're here, so hello, there we go. So gap, in, out. And then I'm going to try on the other side. So gap, in, out. In, out. And I'm really pushing into the hoop, and I'm being conscious of how I'm pushing because I don't want to change the plane of the hoop too much. I mean, naturally it's going to change a little bit, but I don't want it to be going, I don't want it to be going where I can't basically manipulate it or get into it, all right? So you want to think about it, because if you start to change it like this, it's going to slowly ricochet down or buckle down. So you want to try and keep it as much as possible in this area. So just from here we go. Okay. There we go. And then it's the same thing we're spotting the gap to then get our head out on the opposite side. Yeah, so I'm bent over, swingy, swingy. I'm going to go in with my right shoulder and I'm going to duck out. So I'm in, and then at this gap here, when it comes around, I am out. When I'm out, I'm pushing into the hoop. Okay, and I can come back in. So I just like to let it just swing there longer, to be honest with you. Okay, and you just push, push, push. You've got to be really careful with it on this one because it's a little bit more temperamental, I find. So it's here. Out, push, 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 push. And you've got to really push. And if you push in to the hoop, it makes it easier as well. So if I push in, so I'm pushing into it, yeah, that will keep it vertical. Whereas the first time I did it, I just kept on pushing here and it slowly went into a horizontal. Okay, so just be conscious of that. So it's here, in, on. My shoulder blade out. I'm pushing in, so I push in to the hoop the way that it's going to keep it on that plane. Yeah, so it's staying where I want it to stay. And then the same with the other side as well. So I'm then going to go in with my left shoulder. So it's swinging to the left, and I'll keep the gap, going in with my left shoulder. And I'm pushing. And you want to be pushing into the hoop. And it's like there's loads of like you can do Duckins like which are kind of a bit like breaks. So you can have it like going around your chest here, and you can be like doing these. This is kind of like ducking in and out as well. So you're just looking for the gap, 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 gap. You're just folding in the gap. Yeah, so that there's lots of things that are classed as ducking. I'm crazy about it always. Yeah, so from here, it's just on my chest, duck. That's it. You're getting your arms in and out, in and out, in and out, which is the same as what we just did at the beginning up here as well. So just throwing that in. Whoops, daisy. Yeah. So when we did it up here, didn't we? In and out, in and out. We can do that down here. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And then we can have it on our shoulder. And we can do all manner of things with that. Keep putting the shoulder in when vertical, the hoop. When putting the shoulder in when vertical, the hoop keeps flying out. Let's have a little look at what they're doing. Because you are, so when you're putting your shoulder in, you are doing that. Okay, so because you're pushing in and then you're pulling away, it's popping off. Yeah. So what you want to do is, so when you're going into it, you're going in and you're going. Oh, sorry, trying to recreate. So when you're going in, you're in, and then you're doing that. So you pull in, and then because you pull out, that's how we get the hoop to pop off any part. So you need to make sure that you just go in and you don't pull out when you do that, okay? So let's have a look at you doing that again. I'll talk you through as we do that. So in, and push, yes, there we go, okay? So, yep, so what you want to do is you're going to practice pushing up and into it, yeah? So up and into it. So if I'm going from vertical, so here, so up and in, up and in. Okay, yeah. So that was you pulled back. So you don't want to pull back or anything like that because it will come off. So it's the same. Okay, so what's happening, this is a better way of explaining it. What's happening to you is the same as what happens here when people do that and then they do that. Okay, but it's happening on your vertical. Yeah, so when you go in and you're going like that, you're doing the same here. So first it's like it's popping. So if you do anything like this, it's going to pop off. Yeah, or if we take it with us, it's going to pop off. Yeah, so we need to make sure that we're pushing, we're actively pushing in to the hoop as it's coming around. Yeah, so you're pushing into it. Oops, Daisy. It does come off sometimes. Just the nature of the beast. There you go. Yeah, and just practice. And you will get it. It's all about timing, practice, the whole shebang. Do we have any questions before we end? So I'm going to unmute. If you want to unmute yourself and ask me anything, do. Like I said, like, there's a whole world with Duckins. Of like, you know, you can do a duck-in also. So just to throw it in, you can also just do a simple duck-in from like here. Yeah, so it's all about timing again. So when the bulk of the hoop is here, you can get in, and when the bulk of the hoop is over there, you can get out. So it's a in and out. Out. So just getting your arms in. You just practice getting in and out from different parts of your body. Same with here, like when we're doing it here, if you've got other tricks, you can easily go from having it on your chest and you can duck out and you can take it into like elbows and bunny ears. Like, it's all possible. Yeah, it's just all about timing. Okay, so gaps and timing, and making sure that you keep the area concentrated to a pinpoint. What I mean is, like, you don't be moving any other part of your body or opening up any other part of your body, because it will go wrong. Okay, as I said, on my site I do have a vertical version of this, so that's duck outs part 2, should be on there, or passes. And then next week we are looking at passes, actually, and in particular, like, things to do with like foot passes and knee. It's going to be fun. Anyway, so I'm going to go. Are there any questions before I go that you would like to ask me? Apologies for my voice feeling a little bit run down today. No, we all good? That's good. Okay, well done. You've got it. And just think about the things that I've said, and that will keep everything tidy and neat and where it is. You've done really well. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Well done.